Today we're going to read the fourth chapter, A Sad Journey, in the book Meet Kirsten, an American Girl. We have been reading chapter by chapter, and so today we're going to read the fourth chapter. Kirsten liked the Mississippi River boat the moment she saw it. It was white with a pair of wings painted in bright red on the sides. The book was named The Red Wing, like the red-winged blackbirds that called to one another along the riverbank. The Red Wing had broad decks and a big paddle wheel. You can only hardly see that, but there it is. Right away, Kirsten wanted to run upstairs to the wide upper deck. She grabbed Marta's hand, ducked under the rope, and skipped up the steps, but before they were to the top step, a sailor stopped them. They didn't understand his words, but they knew his gesture meant get down. That evening, as they ate their meal of dried pork and bread, Kirsten asked Papa, "Why can't we go up on the big deck?" "No one is out there. That deck is for rich people," Papa said. "If we paid more money, could we go up there?" asked Kirsten. Papa rubbed his forehead. "We only have a little money left, Kirsten. And when we leave this boat, we'll still have to hire a wagon to reach Olive's farm." "We've managed our money well," Mama said to Papa. To Kirsten, she sounded crossly. "Don't ask for so much." Kirsten was surprised Mother never talked harshly to her. Why was she cross now? Their long trip was almost over. In a few days they would be at Uncle Olive's. Kirsten looked closely at her mother. "What's wrong, Mama?" she asked. Mama said softly, "I'm cross because I'm worried." As we boarded the boat, the sailors were bearing a passenger who died of cholera. "Don't worry so," Lars said to Papa. "Don't worry so," Lars said to Mama. "We won't get sick. Look at us. We're healthy." Lars was right. They were strong from walking besides the wagon on the way to the river, and tan from the prairie sun. But Mama didn't smile. "Cholera kills strong ones just like weak ones," she said. "Pray to God that we get safely to Uncle Olive's." The 2 days Kirsten and Marta played together on the riverboat. They watched the hawks circling overhead, counted the fish that jumped from the water. But the third morning, Marta wasn't on the small deck where they were allowed to walk. Marta's father was there alone. He stood at the railing, staring straight ahead at the wide brown river. "Where's Marta?" Kirsten asked him. "Our Marta is very sick." He gripped the railing so tightly that his knuckles were white with cholera. Kirsten's head buzzed. Cholera. Last night after supper, Marta had played with her right here on the deck. Last night Marta was perfectly fine. She couldn't have cholera now. How can she be sick? Kirsten asked. "She's well yesterday." During the night, she doubled up with a pain in her belly. Now she aches and moans and burns with fever. "The captain made us take her to the sick bay," he said. "Can I go see her?" Marta's father took Kirsten's wrist firmly. "No, Kirsten, you mustn't. You can get sick too. Marta's mother is with her. That's all we can do." But Kirsten had to see Marta. She ran down below the docks to the part of the boat called the sick bay. Marta was there, lying on a straw mat near the entrance. Her knees were drawn up to her chest, and her mouth was open as though she couldn't breathe. When her mother tried to wipe her forehead. Marta trembled and moaned. Her lips were dry and cracked, and her eyelids fluttered. "Marta," Kirsten whispered. She took a step toward her friend, but Marta's mother sent her away. "Go back to your family, Kirsten. It's dangerous for you here. Marta will get better, you'll see." Still, Kirsten stayed near the sick bay until Mama found her. "I'll look everywhere for you. I've looked everywhere for you," Mama said. "There's nothing we can do for Marta, not with cholera. You must take care of yourself, Kirsten. Stay close to me and Papa, please." So Kirsten stayed close to Mama, but her thoughts were with her sick friend. She told her that Marta would get well. Over and over she said she must get well. Kirsten wasn't able to eat, and that night she was sure she would never sleep. But she fell into a restless doze. Later she woke up with a start. Something was terribly wrong. But in her sleep she'd forgotten what it could be. Then she remembered Marta. Kirsten ran down to the sick bay. Through the parted curtains she saw Marta was gone. "She's better," Kirsten thought. She ran up to the deck to find her friend. The sun was just rising. The river boat was anchored at shady beach below tall bluffs. Gangplank had been lowered for some sailors who carried a wooden box over their shoulders. They walked along the shore. Marta's father stood at the railing where Kirsten had seen him last, his arm around Marta's mother. Kirsten grabbed Marta's father's sleeves. "Where's Marta?" she asked. He pointed to the sailors with their box. "Our Marta died last night, Kirsten. The sailors will bury her here. Her soul is in heaven." Then he hid his face in his hand. "She can't be dead," Kirsten cried. "She can't be." Kirsten felt as though her heart was ripped in two. She heard deep sobs that hardly seemed her own. She filled up her chest. They filled up her chest. She tried to say her friend's name, but her lips wouldn't form words. Then Kirsten felt Mama's arms around her and said softly, "Let her have her tears." And she cried. Papa patted her shoulders. "Enough crying. Stop now, Kirsten." But Mama cradled her softly and let her have her tears. That's the end of that story. I am glad that you enjoyed that story. I hope you have a great day and God bless.